welcome, welcome, welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, where we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fan. Shout out to you guys. Appreciate you being in alive. Not a long extended stream for you guys on this one, man, on this Thursday. Hope you guys are doing good. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get the thumbs up. We up in this thing, Sports Coma style on a Thursday, man. Check this out, man. Some news to kind of talk about on this broadcast. Not too bad, but maybe this is a precursor to something larger. Saints quarterback Tyler Shough named NFL Offensive Rookie of the Month. Now we know they don't start announcing the Rookie of the Year or the honors until February. I think it's the Thursday before the Pro Bowl game, and they announce the honors of who wins what and why. And at some point, you're going to want to say Tyler Shough should deservingly get the Rookie of the Year. We'll see what the call is on it. We're hoping that he does get it. It'll be one of the fantastic things that we can have on the end of the season, man. But to be honest with you, it's been a fascinating year on the back end with Tyler Shough, and we'll see if we can obtain that honor and ultimately get that Rookie of the Year. But being named the Rookie of the Month is not a bad thing to do if you're the New Orleans Saints. So shout out to Tyler Shough on that, playing a fantastic month of football. Let's hit it up, man. Here you go. Rookie, 114 of 163 for 1,316 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks in December and January. And there it is, NFL Offensive Rookie of the Month, Tyler Shough, running and passing. Did a really good job at yards, man, of being here. So he earned the offensive honor after competing that stretch of games, almost 70%, which is really impressive. Over 1,300 yards, 5 touchdowns against 2 picks. His rating was an insane 99.1. And on third down, his rating was 111.6 on third down over the final month. So it just showed a continued improvement with Tyler Shough. So he rushed 24 times for 134 yards, had 3 rushing touchdowns during that stretch to earn those honors. So it's been a very special year, well, for the times that he did play. So he's also a front runner for the AP NFL Rookie of the Year honors. In 10 games with 8 starts, he completed 221 of 327 for almost 68% of his passes, over 2,300 yards, 10 touchdowns against 6 picks, a rating of 91.3 and a rating of 103.3 on third down, which is the money down, you see, and that leads the NFL. So Shough's almost 67% completion percentage was the third highest among qualifying rookies of all time. So that made, remember, that's all time. Third highest among, and that's his completion percentage, all time, rookies all time. That says a lot. So in that 5-game stretch from December the 7th to January the 4th, he led the black and gold to a 4-1 record, including a 4-game winning streak, 3 fourth-quarter game-winning drives during a 5-game stretch. So he led all NFL rookies in completions, completion percentage, passing yards, passer rating, and third down passer rating, as well as victories and fourth-quarter game-winning drives. All fantastic thing by Tyler Shough. A lot of stuff to be kind of proud about and happy about as we move forward into the season with the Shough-inator doing great things for the Saints. And of course, we know simply we have to build around Tyler Shough. But that's really good news for him. All right, let's move on, man, for some more news here. Y'all hit the like button. Let's get the thumbs up in this thing. Where the Saints stand on the Chris Olave extension. Let's kind of talk about that thing, man. For here, where do we stand? I talked about this during the Mickey Loomis press conference when he kind of spoke about it. You know, now it's been over 2 months since the Saints talked about doing an extension and admitting to being in negotiations. What's taking so long for this to complete? You know, what's going on? This extension should be done. So what's going on? Will the Saints find a way to ink Chris Olave to a long-term extension this offseason? Arguably would be the right call. The Saints picked up his 5th-year option, so they're not in a real rush to get him. They did pick up his 5th-year option on his rookie deal, the final year, and he will have a cap hit of over $15 million in 2026 and will be a pending free agent after the season unless some sort of extension gets done at some point. So picking up the option, they don't feel like they have to rush this situation. But at the same time, it is really dragging on. So General Manager Mickey Loomis was asked about the possibility of an extension for Olave this offseason, and he noted that there have been a couple of conversations, not negotiations, just a couple of conversations that he's an important member of the team, but they haven't spent much time on the possibility quite yet. That's crazy talk. That's a little different than what we heard. You hear what I'm saying? That's a little different than what we heard um, from them saying basically what Chris Olave is delivering, saying that he's looking at and saying, hey, man, I'm trying to get this thing done, where, we're working on an extension. And did not Chris Olave tell you guys that an extension is coming soon? Didn't he use those words? He said he's working on something and something to the delight of it. Something should be happening soon or something. Y'all refresh my memory on that because I want to say I heard that. But the reality is, this thing should have been done. And they're underselling it or downplaying it, but they do have them under contract, for this upcoming year. Will they kind of drive this thing along? We'll see. So will they get the deal done? The writer right X Olave is an important player to us, and he had a really good season, but we haven't really spent much time thinking about that right now. We have a couple of conversations with his agent, but that'll be a part of the off season. I can't tell you how high or low is the priority, but I don't have the whole list yet. So he a top wide receiver we had a breakout year. And it's not really a big thing on Mickey Loomis's to-do list. I understand that he has him he exercised the fifth year, which he's under contract on that $15 million. But they have been saying for the last 2 months that they're working on a contract extension with Chris Olave that never materialized, and now Mickey Loomis just basically saying it is, we're not, we're focusing, it's not high priority. In other words, very interesting, you know, and we heard what Chris Olave said in his last press conference of the season. For the Saints, he said basically, I've done all I can do. It's up to them now. So he kind of put the ball in their court. So yeah, we'll see how these guys want to handle this situation, man, going forward. But it is most likely interesting. I thought it picked up a little bit more steam than that. But the extra price steep for Loomis? Because according to like the writers writing, that's understandable, seeing as the season just ended for Olave, he's going to be in line for a big deal. The price tag for a high-end receiver aren't cheap. For example, the Jets, who was Garrett Wilson, former Ohio State player, who was the 10th pick in the 2022 draft, was one spot ahead of Chris Olave. They inked him to a 4-year, $130 million extension. Now, Olave's and Wilson's numbers so far haven't been eerily similar, but like I said, it's one of those situations where you see that Garrett's numbers are better than Chris Olave's numbers, right? But not vastly better, but they are better. So for 4 years, $130 million. I mean, is that something that they could be, looking at doing? I don't know. We're gonna see what the call is going forward. But the bottom line is, it's going to be interesting this off season. But Olave says, man, it helps a lot. I feel like the past couple of years, it was hard to be able to say that I was stable. It helps a lot with bigger picture. It makes me want to stay here even more. I know what's going to be here with Kellen. Tyler says, I like a great quarter. He says, like I said, a great quarterback, and that's probably the main things you need as a receiver. So it makes me want to get the contract deal done even more, and hopefully it happens soon. So now it's a matter is letting the offseason fully get going, then making something happen. There aren't many guys out there like Chris Olave. So yes, the question is, um, should the Saints, and ultimately I think they do get the deal done. But, over the last 2 months, we was kind of looking at it saying, thinking that it's something that would have gotten done before the season started. But ultimately, as you can see, not so much. Anyway, we just have to keep on monitoring that. But the whole Chris Olave thing is totally different than what we're seeing here. All right, let's keep pushing, man. Shout out to the Canal Street Chronicles. They did a really good article right here and talked about the Saints' strength of schedule heading into 2026. And the Saints finished last in the NFC South and as a result, they will face 3 opponents next season that all finished last in their respective divisions. This is excellent news for the Saints and hopes improving their record next year, but it also plummets the strength of schedule. So according to the Saints, they have the second easiest schedule when using current records. So as you can see, this is the strength of schedule chart for 2026, and you can see right here at the very bottom, the New Orleans Saints right here are second to only the Cleveland Browns in strength of schedule for 2026. So we're gonna see how that thing goes. But strength of schedule, whatever, man, they got to still be able to win some games. But it's still positive, man. And that stuff will change based on the coaching changes and draft and free agent signing. So we'll see. But it's something to consider, right? But this past year, the massive jump the New England Patriots took was largely attributed to the strength of schedule. Good team, but the Patriots have a more challenging schedule. There's no guarantee they can repeat their current success. As you can see in the graphic, we'll see if this happened this upcoming season. So you do face some struggling teams, and sometimes, as a result of not having to play teams like Green Bay or Kansas City when they got Mahomes or Buffalo or any of these really rough teams or tough teams who got it going on, it does help your bottom line if you're on par or if you're on course to win some games. So the Saints come into 2026 with the second easiest schedule for 2026. So we'll see how that impacts as we move forward, baby. Y'all hit that like button as we keep going. Shout out to y'all. All right, here's another one, man. Kind of came across the feed, man. It's this one right here. Commanders, former Saint cornerback Marshon Lattimore arrested on possible weapon charges. Now remember, there's some foolishness that happened with Marshon several years back when he had friends. I ain't gonna call them friends because no friend wouldn't do you that. Had basically dropped the weapon in the backseat of his car, this kind of stuff, and he was kind of able to wiggle out of it. But this time around, this one here, he got arrested on as Commanders cornerback Marshon Lattimore was arrested in the suburban Cleveland on Wednesday on possible charges of carrying a concealed weapon, according to police. Lattimore was arrested following a traffic stop in Lakewood, Ohio at 6:14 p.m. Wednesday, according to the police. He was booked into jail but later released. The matter remains under investigation. Now, the police report, which lists a 9mm Glock as evidence, lists a possible second possible charge of improperly handling firearms in a motor vehicle. In a statement, the commander said, "We have been made aware of the arrest and are gathering more information. We have informed the NFL league office and they have no further comment at this time." He was also arrested back in March of 2021 in Cleveland, was initially charged with a felony for receiving a stolen firearm. The felony charge was later dismissed, but Lattimore pleaded guilty to carrying a concealed weapon, a misdemeanor. He received 1 year probation and a suspended 180-day jail sentence. Lattimore then spent the past year and a half with the Commanders, who acquired him from the Saints in trade last season. And he only played 5 games with Washington, including the playoffs, because of a hamstring injury. He tore his ACL on November the 3rd and missed the remainder of the season, and Washington could save $18.5 million by releasing Lattimore. And New Orleans drafted Lattimore was 29 in the first round back in the 2017 draft. He made 4 Pro Bowls with the Saints. And that's sad news right there with Lattimore. And I know Ohio's tough. Cleveland is tough, and we'll have to see what happens with Lattimore moving forward on that, man. But that's kind of something that we've seen before, and we'll just have to kind of maintain and watch that story as we go forward. So anyway, with that being said, fam, listen, a lot of positive stuff going on in the season, man. A lot of great stuff happening right now. Checking out the college football playoff with Miami and Ole Miss, having a hell of a game going on right now. Pelicans play tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff going on in the college world with the transfer portal. Just a lot of great news to kind of talk about. And we'll be covering that as well on the Sports Coma into this offseason. So y'all get prepared to see some topics outside of our traditional black and gold coverage here on the Sports Coma, man. We're going to be talking about it all, baby. So anyway, with that being said, man, y'all fill up the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about these articles we covered today. And also feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and by all means, feel free to share the show on your social media feed. We up in here representing the mighty Who Dat Nation, man. And I'm going to holler at you on the next time. Listen, by the way, fam, for our Patreon family members, we got some new shows coming up for On Cue with Big Q. That show's only available for our Patreon champions. That is news stories we cover across the spectrum on different events outside of the world of sports and entertainment. and all kind of stuff we talk about on Q with Big Q. We have a large library on Patreon. If you want to join us over there, hit patreon.com/the Pro Media Network, or simply become a YouTube member. You'll get access to our years and years and dozens of lock content and breakdowns on film work and all kind of stuff that we've done on YouTube. You can help us out as we continue to build forward. You see, we done rebranded and we continue to take it to the next level. So with that being said, I appreciate all who have helped. And for the rest who want to join, check the links in the description section. And I'll be back later with more news, notes on our Black and Gold and more. Much love, peace, and Who Dat.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with the WhoDatDaily.com, your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit the WhoDatDaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or